This,
No, the screen on the right.
right. For my camera.
If you want to see it, like,
Jacqueline Harris has a Master in Social Work from Fordham University. She is a producer and talk show host of I Have a Dream Too, Empowering You.
Camera.
She is also the founder and CEO of a nonprofit organization called I Have a Dream Too, Inc. I had to. Just ask me. Jacqueline is an entrepreneur, empowerment coach, motivational speaker, and visionary. She believes that all people can redefine their purpose, their place, and their possibilities through determination, persistence, and tenacity. Jacqueline has begun to crystallize her goals. Without difficulty, she continues to make plans daily to achieve all possibilities. With her supreme confidence, determination, and disregard for obstacles and other people's criticisms, she will carry out her plans. Why? I have a dream too. Jacqueline knows she can dream anything she wants to dream. That's the beauty of the human mind. Jacqueline can do anything she wants to do. That is the strength of the human will. Most importantly, Jacqueline trusts herself to test all limits. This will be Jacqueline's courage to succeed. Come join me on this journey of empowerment because you have a dream too.
Good evening and welcome to my show. I am Jacqueline Harris, your host. I am the host for this evening. Thank you very much. And happy holidays to you all. Tonight we have a very special New Year's show, and tonight I have Miss Sharon Davis. She is the CEO of her company, S.J. Edwards, Inc., and she's here today to talk about some very special issues and concerns and things that all Americans need to know that are not insured. And so tonight I'm going to welcome you, Miss Sharon Davis. Miss Sharon Davis, how are you this evening? And thank you for coming on.
Thank you for the
Good,
invitation.
and happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays,
Great,
Jackie.
and so I thought tonight would be a very good evening because it is the last of the year, and be able to come on and talk about some things. So, as I said, you're the CEO of your S.J. Edwards, Inc., and also that combines financial planning or financial services, employee benefits, and insurance. But one of the most important things that I think all Americans need to know and our viewers need to know is the Obamacare, okay? Because there's a deadline looming that a lot of people do not know about. And so hopefully through this particular show, we'll be able to streamline it out more so that people are aware. So, Ms. Sharon, you can tell me a little bit about yourself and all the services that you provide.
Okay, well, I have over 30 years of service in the financial services industry. I started out in the 1970s as a telemarketer, setting up appointments for representatives for Unique Programs, Inc. And through the years, I have held several positions with several companies, John Hancock, E.G. Bowman, Aetna, and Benefits Planning Corporation. So I've held positions in sales, recruiting, training, and management. And in 2005, decided to start my own business because I felt that I had a vision to help individuals and businesses and families one person at a time. And it's been one of the best things that I ever did with my life.
Good, good for you. And again, that's so important because when we met and we talked about this show is about empowerment. And so through that process in terms of working and finding that you were able to create a vision for yourself and not live through someone else's vision, you redefined your purpose, okay, your place, your possibilities. And so really the Obamacare, if you could talk a little bit about that. Where does it start and how do people need to get involved with it?
Well, President Obama signed the bill in 2010, but health care reform has been a topic of discussion for many, many years. And then even through President Truman, President Roosevelt, but in the 1960s, Medicaid was introduced for those on a certain income level, and Medicare was introduced for the elderly.
Right.
But in spite of those two programs, to the 21st century, we had 48 million Americans that had no health insurance. Therefore, health care reform was put in place. The purpose of health care reform was to provide access to quality health insurance for all individuals, which would include free preventive screenings, that type of thing, so that people would continue to be healthy and make the informed decisions about their health care. Some of the things you don't hear about a lot are the positives or what I call the carrots of
Okay.
of Obamacare. Because what happened is it ended pre-existing conditions where insurance companies could say, because you have a medical condition, we will not insure you. Or they would charge a higher premium for someone who had a pre-existing condition. In addition to that, young adults can now be covered through age 26 on their parents' insurance.
Right.
Whereas previously, at age 19, they were removed and they were uninsured until they got a job or purchased insurance in some other fashion. It also ends the arbitrary cancellation of coverage by insurance companies. They can no longer cancel coverage for individuals who get sick and become a high risk.
Okay, for example.
For example, someone who has cancer.
Yes.
Okay, and we know how financially devastating that can be for a family. And an insurance company could say, well, we've reached this goal. We don't no longer want to insure you. That is over.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a very positive thing.
Right. And so I've heard there has been some criticism in regards to the Obamacare. It kind of started up last year, and there were some issues as a result of that. And there was some technical
Yes.
issues that resulted and so forth. Now, this started back in 2010, I think it was?
Correct.
Okay. And so this is an opportunity for people that are not insured to be able to attain health insurance. The biggest piece of it is that you are now mandated
Correct.
and required to attain health insurance, which is huge in this country.
Absolutely.
Okay, because people complain, okay, we don't have insurance and it's costing. Here it is. And we still have millions of Americans who have not bought into the service.
That's correct.
And that's why I said, let's come on the show, talk about it. It's the end of the year. We're going into 2015. And so people need to know what they're up against. So I just want you to talk about the Obamacare and, you know, those, you call them carrots, okay? Those itemized things I think are important so that people can hear about
Correct.
what it actually it provides them with.
Okay. Well, as you said, a lot of people are complaining about the websites. Last year, there were some challenges. In fact, I got kicked off a couple of times myself when I
Okay.
tried to enroll. But this year, I think a lot of the kinks have been taken out. So I think it's running a lot smoother this year.
Okay.
So
And, and I'm sorry, and the website is?
NewYorkStateOfHealth.gov.
NewYorkStateOfHealth.gov.
That's correct.
Okay, and that's the website where people can
Go
go
on.
on who do not have insurance. So that would consist of individuals,
Families and businesses
okay,
as well.
small businesses.
Small business.
Okay, is there any number of people that whereby the employer has to have insurance? Is there any?
If they have over 100 employees, they're mandated at this point to provide insurance. And next year, it will be 50 or more. in
Okay,
2016.
Right, so if they have 100 more employees, they
They're
would have to
mandated.
provide insurance to their employees.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
And if they don't, or they don't provide affordable insurance, they could be subject to some penalties as well.
Okay, so that's, okay. So now, let's just talk about those penalties, because I think that's real
Okay.
important, where there is real important that the deadline is February 15, 2015.
Correct.
And that is the deadline that the state or the government actually has designed for people to attain insurance. So
Correct.
let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, if they don't purchase insurance, they're going to be subject to a penalty of $95 a year, which sounds like a small amount of money. But there's a very big word in there. That word is or, 1% of your family income. So it could be higher than $95 per year. Next year, it will go up to $325 for an adult and $162.50 per child. So each year, it's going to gradually increase. And down the road, it could equal thousands of dollars out of your pocket for not attaining health insurance coverage, which everyone truly needs.
Right. Okay, so I'm assuming that there will be some notification going out to any individual, or is it up to that individual to take the initiative and sign up, or is it some sort of notification to remind people, you know, our records indicate you do not have any health insurance, here are your options? Is there anything like that going out
Not
right
at
now?
this time. I mean, other than commercials or, you know, advertisements and companies like myself, we have given some workshops so that people will get information on what their requirements are. And the mandate basically says that they have to have insurance, but everybody's hearing about it, everyone's talking about it, but there really has been nothing that I've seen that's specific to
Right.
them. Employers have to inform their employees about certain things, but on an individual basis, it's up to us as individuals to take that initiative.
Right. And so there's different plans. And what are those plans?
They're called the metal plans.
Metal?
Metal plans.
Okay.
And there's the bronze plan, which is the cheapest plan. There's a silver plan, gold, and platinum. Now, when I say it's the cheapest plan to purchase, but people need to keep in mind that it might not be the cheapest plan because they may have more out-of-pocket costs. So that's where an insurance professional like myself could sit down with them, explain the different plans, and say, okay, you go to the doctor very often, so you may need something that covers more doctor's visits versus co-pays or deductibles, and we can go through the plans for them. So cheaper is not always better.
Right. Now, can you give an example of a bronze plan for, I think we're a family or a family individual or family, mother and child or parent and child?
Well, I just ran something just yesterday. It was a silver plan, actually,
Right.
and it was for 2 adults with 1 child, and it was $1,082 per month, unless you were eligible for a subsidy. And we'll go into that a little bit later. But it was $1,082 per month for a family of 3, which was 2 adults and 1 child.
Okay, so this is an example of a family that does not have health insurance. And so basically what you're saying, the U.S. government is stating that $1,000 and change the family would have to pay per month.
Correct.
Now, that's exuberant
Yes.
amount. You said subsidies.
Yes.
What is that?
If a family of 4 earns less than $95,000, they are eligible for subsidies or financial assistance from the government. For an individual who earns less than $45,000, they could be eligible for a subsidy or financial assistance. And in the case that I just mentioned to you, the silver plan, which is the only one that you can use for subsidies, by the way, I ran it for a family of 3, as I said, and it came out to $1,082 per month without the subsidy. But a family earning $45,000, which is not unusual, their premium would be dropped to $569 per month because of the financial assistance.
Okay. We're going to take a little break and we'll come back and just talk about how one can qualify for that subsidy, because people hear that amount, that $1,082 for a family of 3, which still they may be struggling, but now I got to come up and you're mandated to do this. Where does that put people and have them to be able still to understand how important it is to have health insurance? So we're going to take a little break and we'll be right back.
Let our creativity work for you. We design business cards, brochures, annual reports, newsletters and magazines, menus and programs, flyers and mailers, signs and posters and more. We also do voiceovers. First impressions matter. Make yours count with an expressive voice artist. Distinctive, warm, soothing, natural delivery that can add believability and appeal to any audio project. Contact us to discuss how we can make your project a success. Cira Graphics. That's info@ciragraphics.com.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Mad House TV.
You are the man.
Welcome back, and we're here with Sharon Davis. She is the owner of S.J. Edwards, Inc., and she is a financial service person as well as insurance and employee benefits, and we're talking about the Obamacare with the deadline looming of February 15th. Just before we went to break, we were talking about the penalty, which, we have to be able to express it, that, think about it, that when you go to file 2016 for your tax return, you'll wonder why you didn't get it, okay? Because you didn't pay attention to the penalty.
Correct.
So again, you were talking about there's three different metals, which are different levels of programs that is based on what the desired need is for each individual or family or whatever, or in self-employment, and so forth. So we give an example of a silver package,
Right.
where it was for a family of
Three.
Okay, was a mother and
Two adults
two
and one
adults,
child.
two adults and one child, and that premium cost was $1,082.
Correct.
But with subsidy, because there is some subsidy for people who have like a hardship, they can apply and go online. And there was a subsidy that was granted that therefore reduced their premium package down to $500 and change.
Right, correct.
And so that's the amount that they'll pay every single month.
Correct.
And if they need to change it, they can do so, I guess, as well
During open enrollment.
Okay,
That's correct.
Right. So for singles, okay, someone who may be 29 years old that does not have insurance, what does that package look like for them?
Well, for the up until age 30, there's a catastrophic plan that's available to them, which has a very high deductible, and it's really just for young people who don't want to spend a lot of money on the insurance and just want something in the event that they have a major medical illness.
Okay. So the catastrophic plan covers what?
It covers a catastrophe. okay?
Catastrophe.
Major illness. It has a $6,600 deductible. I don't know if I want to go into a lot on deductibles, but that means that they don't get any help until $6,600 is
They
paid out
met
of
their
their pocket.
deductible.
Okay.
So there's going to be some challenges, understandably, with this health insurance because even though it's mandated, there are going to be challenges, and so there is no coverage, like you said, for an individual who is up until the age of 30. There's perhaps a $6,600 deductible before
Correct.
they even get the coverage to cover
Any help. That's
so
right.
that can also be very challenging.
Sure.
In today's society where people are struggling and so forth, that monies is not always available. So again, just talking about the health insurance. Now, we also mentioned pre-existing conditions. And so this insurance will also take on anyone who has pre-existing conditions
correct.
as opposed to your traditional
Correct. Where
insurance companies.
There was a time when they could charge more premiums
Right.
or deny you coverage.
Deny you coverage, okay. Are there any other items that people should be aware of? Because then we'll talk about going onto the site and how you can be involved in assisting.
I think we've covered basically everything. I mean, the carrots, like I said, are not always discussed, and those are some of the things that we just discussed, the pre-existing conditions. Also, the fact that preventive care is very important. There's no cost under new health insurance plans for preventive care, like mammograms, colonoscopies, a high blood pressure screening, that type of things. They're encouraging you to go for your annual physical. So that's at no cost to you. Of course, you're paying for the insurance, but now when you go to the doctor, you don't have to pay a copay if you have some of the preventive screenings.
Okay.
The reason being, of course, prevention is cheaper than the cure.
Right.
And also, we want a healthier America. So now people will go for their annual physical because it doesn't cost them anything.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's one of the things. When you talked about singles, I wanted to mention also on the website that I did a calculation also for someone who earns less than $25,000, who is a single person. And the premium for them without the subsidy was $379.79. With the subsidy, it dropped to $142.15. So it's very important that you sit down with an insurance professional,
Like
go
yourself.
over, correct, like S.J. Edwards, Inc., and go over your situation and what your needs are and what your income level is. Some people don't realize they're eligible for these subsidies. It's very important to do that.
Okay.
And you can do that without putting any information in. You can just go into the individual, log down to, put your zip code in, and it will show you what plans are available, and then you put in your income level, and it will tell you what you're entitled to.
Okay. So again, you did mention something very important because going on the website definitely can probably be very challenging. It can be very complicated, but it could also be very intimidating. And sometimes people say, you know what, I'm not going to do it, and I'll just wait and see what happens. But you yourself, as your specialty and someone who is certified to do these things, just talk about what your services you can provide to help individuals and families to learn more about this.
Yeah, well, as an insurance professional, we really feel we have a responsibility to protect the interest of our clients, which means their assets, help them make the informed decisions on what plan is best for them. So we will sit down with them, we'll navigate through the process with them, we'll answer any questions they may have, we'll explain the different plans that are available to them, and we'll walk them through the application process to the end.
Okay. So when people want to reach you,
they can reach me at www.sjedwards.com, or my phone number is 516-208-9988.
Okay.
And we have healthcare consultants that can sit down with you on an individual basis, or we can do it remotely.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay?
And then you also mentioned something about doing some outreach.
Okay. Yes, I feel a lot of churches are trying to inform their members about the importance of the healthcare. So we've tried to align ourselves with several churches, and I've had workshops for the churches, and we've had workshops that I've financed myself, just so that people have the education. because it has to be simplified. It's too complicated for the normal person. I always say it's like somebody asking me to do brain surgery. I have no clue.
Right.
So when it comes to health insurance, we want to help you to make those informed decisions in the best interest of your family.
Okay. So in the basically in the Long Island area and perhaps maybe in the boroughs, no.
The boroughs as well.
The boroughs as well, you'll be able to do some outreach, some community health forums that whereby you'll have this information here. I'm sure by February 15th there will still be thousands and thousands of people who did not adhere to the deadline or were too intimidated or didn't know until they perhaps maybe get something in the mail, okay, from the IRS, all right, that you haven't, you're accruing a tax penalty now. So that's going to be real important. So again, people want to reach you, sjedwards.com. Okay, they can go onto your website. They can call you as well to be able to reach out to you and get more information. In addition to that, you mentioned also that you were looking for additional help. And just talk a little bit about that.
Well, in order to offer these plans, you have to be certified as a broker on the website. So there are people that have health insurance licenses that may be interested in helping out with this because it's a huge job.
Right.
There are a lot of people out there, as you said, there are millions of people that need help, and I can only help a few at a time.
Right.
So if there's anybody out there that's interested in coming on board at this time and helping us out with this project, we're very happy. You can give us a call, and we will get you set up, your health insurance license, and hopefully you can help us help others.
Okay. And just a health insurance license, if they already have their health insurance license, that's great. But someone who may be interested, maybe this is a little part-time job or something, how do they go about getting their health insurance license?
There's a class they have to take and an exam they have to take.
Okay. And
we
that
will-
can take about how long do you think? It depends on
It
the
depends on-
individual? Okay. All
Yes.
right. But they can call you. They can go
Correct.
onto your website. They'll be able to look at, what your services are and so forth. And basically, what can you tell our viewers in terms of the Obamacare? What can you leave off with them?
That you only have a short time frame to enroll. It's very important that you enroll or at least educate yourself about what's available to you because education is the key, and we're here to help you.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Ms. Sharon Davis, for coming on.
It's been a
pleasure. As always, Happy New Year to you.
Same to you,
okay, and we'll definitely be connecting and helping to outreach to other people how important it is with the health insurance that's necessary so that we can have longer lives on this earth.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back.
$1.3 million women are victims of physical assault by an intimate partner each year. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, the majority of cases aren't reported to the police. Most people who are in an abusive relationship don't even know they're in one. The truth is, all abusive relationships boil down to one thing: control.
How do you like it? My new dress.
Are you out of your mind? You look like a prostitute. We're not going out with you dressed up like that in public.
But what am I supposed to wear?
Wear something decent. You can't wear that out in public. We're going to be late. Get back in there and pick a different outfit. I'm going to go run some errands. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Please be ready, okay?
Fine, I'll change. Fine.
Abuse is not always physical, leaving wounds that are visible on the outside. Emotional abuse is just as painful, only these wounds are hidden on the inside.
Are you out of your mind? You're crazy. You look like a prostitute.
Know that abuse is abuse, no matter what the form.
Look at me.
Oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Physical abuse scars the body.
I just wanted to love me.
but mental abuse scars the mind.
What you just saw was an example of a relationship that is emotionally abusive. Nobody has the right to tell you how to dress or how to act. If someone really cares for you, they won't tear you down. They will build you up.
How do you like it?
Wow. You look great. Fantastic. But then again, you look great all the time.
Thank you. I was hoping you'd like it. It's my new dress. I bought it just so we could go out tonight.
You look stunning.
Thank you. But I think I'm going to take a sweater just in case it gets cold tonight.
Great idea. I'm going to take one too. Let's go.
All relationships are not perfect, but a healthy relationship is when two people bring out the best in each other and have each other's good in mind. Take your time to know someone instead of rushing into something. It is better not to involve yourself with an abusive person than to try and get out of a domestic violence situation.
If someone is abusive to you and you need help, please call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. They have highly trained experts available 24/7 who will speak with you confidentially and offer information regarding the unhealthy aspects of your relationship, resources, or immediate support for victims to find safety and live lives free of abuse. Domestic violence affects us all.
It affects us all.
Nos afecta a todos.
It affects us all.
모두에게 영향을 줍니다.
Che ci ricarte tutte.
It affects us all.
Domestic violence.
Welcome back, and I'm now here with Dr. Tyrone Bennett. He is now going to co-host the rest of the show, this special New Year's Eve show. And welcome, Dr. Bennett. How are you?
Oh, not bad.
Okay,
Thank you.
welcome back to the show.
Okay, good
Previous
to be
guest
here.
back in October. And so we decided to come together and formulate Triple F. We've been talking about Triple F, and we wanted to be able to release it, okay, into 2015. Given the fact of the societal issues that have been going on today, Eric Gardner, Ferguson, the assassination of the two NYPD police officers, and where this world is at right now. And so Triple F and what that really means in terms of a mental mind change, the ability to increase your emotional intelligence. So, Triple F is fear, friendly, and firm. Correct?
Well,
Okay.
not exactly.
We said not in sequential order, okay? But Triple F is about being fair, friendly, and firm. And again, it's not in sequential order, but it is the concepts,
Correct.
okay, that we want to be able to deepen the mental mind change of people in order to be able to have better relationships.
Yes.
Okay, interpersonal responses to other people. So you had talked about this Triple F in one of your books. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, that book, well, first of all, good seeing you again, no doubt. As we approach this new year, 2015, and as we close out 2014, there's been a lot of things here in this country worldwide, but pretty much more in our country, these United States. Human behavior has been a major topic. And looking at this phenomenon that I call Triple F, being firm, fair, and friendly, as what you would like to say and call it. However, it doesn't matter the category in which you use this, but when you look at it, being friendly, fair, or firm, it's very important. What I mean by that is, let's look at being firm, okay? Being firm is not having the idea of being soft. You definitely want to be hard, you want to be tough, without compromise. So
Yeah.
whatever your situation is, you want to be firm with that absolute. Being fair, however, is compromise in any situation. Okay, you want to be compromised. You want to be just. You want to be honest, straightforward, but free from all and any bias. That's important. And you want to be free from any dishonesty. You must be reasonable when you are fair in any particular situation. An example, like parents, in the case of officers, they should be fair dealing with the public. And in the case of a business person, you want to be fair. And also you want to be firm. And lastly, friendly. Friendly is that humane or a human side that we all have. You want to be helpful. You want to be kind. And above all, you want to be that person that has the ability to reason, the ability to be kind, and in some cases affectionate. So that's triple F. That's the phenomenon.
And so when I heard about Triple F and I was excited about it, and you know, it was playing around in my mind, I'm saying that, you know, it fits right into really just the revealing of it for 2015. And like I said, you know, if we look at fair, firmly, and fair, I use the example of the Eric Gardner case, okay? If we know that, you know, NYPD is going to be having the whole, you know, training thing going on with their officers. And so when we look at the concept of the Triple F is that, you know, the officer, yes, when approaching Eric Gardner, he had to be fair. That's his job,
Right.
okay? He has to be fair. But also being friendly because he was known in the neighborhood. They knew who he was. So being
Correct.
friendly and so forth, okay? And then being fair at the end. Firm, friendly, and fair.
And fair, correct.
And I believe that he would be alive today if they used that concept.
Correct.
Because what it does is, as I said, it's about increasing your emotional intelligence. Right. And so by putting this concept into corporations, into businesses, into domestic violence situations, if you
So
have
true.
a situation and you're being firm, friendly, and fair, okay, throughout it, and again, it's not in that sequential order,
Right.
okay, because it depends on the event.
And your situation,
in the
correct.
situation, you know what? There'd be more people that would be alive. There would be
Correct.
more people that are not being hurt or abused.
Correct, yes.
So this concept fits in. So just talk a little bit more about, you know, the concept and where we want to take this for 2015.
Well, looking at the ongoing situation in New York City, my brother's in law enforcement. He sees a lot of individuals in this community in Brooklyn. And it's not just with the Eric Gardner situation or what took place in Ferguson, but this whole concept, as I said before, can be used in your home with parents, raising your kids. I mean, I have, you know, 4 children of my own. You're a parent, and you want to be firm with your children at first so they'll know who is the parent and who is the child. You know, at the same time, that same concept, you know, as husband and wife, you know, you want to also have this triple F effect to the point whereas, you know, honey, I want to be firm with you because I'm the man of the house. This is how some men look at it. At the same time, you women know how, you know, some men don't want to back down from that. So also you want to have that fair approach because you want to be reasonable, okay? Now you look at the school system, all right, teachers and students. It's very important that the teacher, who is the commanding officer, if you will, in the classroom, but that person, that teacher, male or female, needs to be firm in the class among those students, fair also, because the bottom line, in the society that we live in, some kids have issues at home, and they may bring those crises in the classroom. So the teacher has to have this development of being friendly and fair because they may not understand that kid's background, that situation.
Right.
Okay, so that's very important.
And with a lot of the failing of the educational system,
Yes.
I believe that this is something that's very powerful and very much needed
Right.
in our educational system. We just got a report about the Hempstead School District.
Yes.
Okay, and so putting this concept in there and looking at it from a teacher standpoint to be able to increase the academic performance of our students,
Right.
okay, I think is very important. And hopefully we'll be able to put it out there to politicians and
Yes.
school boards and be able to make that shift, change the trajectory,
Correct.
so that there's an understanding of that we need to acquire the concept and the thinking of what's your triple F for today.
Yes.
Okay, not next year, sometimes just for today. What are you thinking about? Because there's a lot of stuff going on.
That there is. And looking at 2015, we want to do some seminars and perhaps
Right.
some workshops because it's so needed in today's society. One of the things that I found myself in transit, because I do teach at a neighborhood school district. And yes, there are some students as well as teachers who really don't get along. There are some kids who feel because of their environment at home, whereas they have a mean streak. Some kids may have no dad in the home, so there's no male discipline.
Right.
I mean, it takes a man to raise a boy into manhood. And yes, there are women too who will take that upon themselves, but it takes a male to raise a boy into manhood. Okay, so when you're dealing, these are teachers, when they're dealing with students, a male child in a school, whether it's middle school or high school, and that discipline is not there, that student is going to do whatever he wants to do because he has this instinct, because he wants to be his own man. Not having the male image there, it becomes detriment for that child. And haphazard may be dangerous for that male teacher or female teacher in the classroom. So Triple F is one of those concepts that is so needed, and we're hoping in 2015 that we can raise the awareness
Right.
among the school districts, we can raise the awareness among the parents at home, and above all, the awareness of the government, because it's so important. It's so important.
Right. And so also in terms of Triple F, we talked about putting together some seminars,
Yes.
okay, some workshops, and also what I call sizzle calls. It's a
Sizzle calls,
conference
okay.
call, okay, where people call in and they talk about the idea of how do I import this to where I'm working or for
Right.
my individual self, and be able to come up with the concept. And so more or less it's the Triple F challenge.
Yes.
That we want to make the awareness that's necessary for people to be able to function. And I know you've been in the educational system for years, okay?
Yes.
And you see the difference in when there is a good system in place, our children succeed.
Yes.
They
absolutely.
do succeed. And so we're hoping to be able to just get it out there and making sure that, you know, there's more success in employees and corporations. You know, like you said, the voice has to be firm, okay?
Correct.
But at the same time, you want to be able to be fair and friendly so that you have increased productivity with
Right.
your employees. Because when you have problems in the workplace, it causes collective disturbances, okay? It causes a
Absolutely.
parallel process in the whole thing. And people tend to, you know what, call out sick, productivity goes down. But importing that concept and being able to train people to be able to understand that, you know, we can still work together as a team, but there is a mental mind change that needs to happen in order for us to be successful and again, to empower others. So we're going to take a little break and we'll be right back.
Let our creativity work for you. We design business cards, brochures, annual reports, newsletters and magazines, menus and programs, flyers and mailers, signs and posters, and more. We also do voiceovers. First impressions matter. Make yours count with an expressive voice artist. Distinctive, warm, soothing, natural delivery that can add believability and appeal to any audio project. Contact us to discuss how we can make your project a success. Sierra Graphics. That's info@sierragraphics.com. Let our creativity work for you. We design business cards, brochures, annual reports, newsletters and magazines, menus and programs, flyers and mailers, signs and posters, and more. We also do voiceovers. First impressions matter. Make yours count with an expressive voice artist. Distinctive, warm, soothing, natural delivery that can add believability and appeal to any audio project. Contact us to discuss how we can make your project a success. Cira Graphics. That's info@ciragraphics.com.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Welcome back. I'm here with my co-host this evening on this very special New Year's Eve show, Dr. Tyrone Bennett, and we just revealed what's your triple F for 2015. And we say it's fair, friendly, and firm. Yes. Fair, friendly, and firm to be able to put into corporations, to put into relationships, okay? To decrease domestic violence.
Parenting.
Okay. Anti-bullying. Okay, another way, another concept for kids to be able to think differently instead of hurting someone else. And I think it's very important. There's another concept and another piece that I'm looking forward to add to. It's called the power of the brain functioning. Because it is a mental mind change, correct, the concept is a shifting that needs to take place in terms of how you're thinking, your emotional intelligence, as they call it, your EQ. So that piece of it is where there are actual tools, okay? People go through exercises, relaxations, massage, music, okay, that allows them to relax and have a different mind thought. And so when that training that we are expected to put out there for 2015, we'll be able to demonstrate to people either in a corporation or wherever that setting is, that seminar, that workshop, that will allow them to be able to utilize tools to help them to reinforce maintaining firm, friendly, and fair.
Oh, yes.
Dr. Bennett?
You know, one of the things that with this, I call it a phenomenon because from time to time, a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes they're doing it and not realizing it. Mm-hmm. But in a conscious mind, for example, if you're in a business and you're that person who's in charge of, let's say, 50 to even 100 people, and you have to put them in such a mindset that you're in charge. So that being said, how do you deal with a person who, because I was in that situation, you know, I worked for City University. How do you deal with a situation, I was asked, of a staff member who doesn't want to do his or her job or do it at their own time, but yet you have a deadline? Right. So one of my approaches would be, well, I have to be friendly with that individual because that individual could have had a bad night the night before. So therefore, I have to be fair and friendly almost at the same time. And once realizing the bottom line, because I'm in charge, I'm the director, so I have to inflect, no doubt, being firm. I'm not being soft at that time because friendly didn't work. Being fair, I was reasonable and compromising. But now this individual really took full advantage. You don't want people to take your good for weakness because then they'll think you're not really, you're just a flake.
Right.
So being firm is so important. That's why you cannot be soft and you cannot compromise because the bottom line is at stake.
Right. And so as we said, we definitely are going to make this a Triple F Challenge for 2015.
Yes.
And there will definitely be more information in regards to seminars, workshops, train the trainer, a blog talk radio, and as I call them, sizzle calls. People can come on and be able to chime in on a conference call to talk about triple F, to provide examples, to get support, reinforcement, and some tools to take with them in terms of being able to put it perhaps into their program. Yes. So we'll be going out to do some motivational speaking as well around the country, and we're going to create this Triple F Challenge.
Sounds unique.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Right. It sounds good to me. So we definitely, again, I just want to thank you for being able to come on this New Year's Eve, okay?
Thanks for inviting me.
And talk about Triple F Challenge and all that good stuff. And we will be able to, do some really good things for 2015. So we're just going to take a little short break, and we'll be right back.
We're going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm Renee Marie. I'm the president of Language of Love Incorporated Foundation. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing a Language of Love telethon on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please look for the location on my website, reneemarielanguageoflove.org. And once again, it's reneemarielanguageoflove.org. And the show will be hosted on the Madhouse TV. It really is important for you to be aware of strokes and aphasia. Strokes is the third leading cause of death in America and the first leading cause of disability. And it really is something that plays no favoritism. And it also really comes when you're not expecting. Nobody expects to have a stroke, and nobody expects to suffer from aphasia, and it really does make a huge impact in your life and change your life in one split second. So we look forward to having everyone join us once again on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you could follow us on reneemarielanguageoflove.org. Once again, it's reneemarielanguageoflove.org. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless. We're going to do a live commercial.
Hi, I'm Tom Mealy from Madhouse TV, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. And this January 2015, Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at Madhouse TV. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk.
Let our creativity work for you. We design business cards, brochures, annual reports, newsletters and magazines, menus and programs, flyers and mailers, signs and posters and more. We also do voiceovers. First impressions matter. Make yours count with an expressive voice artist. Distinctive, warm, soothing, natural delivery that can add believability and appeal to any audio project. Contact us to discuss how we can make your project a success. Cira Graphics. That's info@ciragraphics.com.
Welcome back, and I'm here as the last few minutes of I Have a Dream 2, the hit online TV talk show. And so as we close down for 2015, I wanted to bring my guests and give a cheers, a salute, okay, to 2015. And I just want to ask either one of you, is there anything you want to say as we go into 2015?
Well, as we close out 2014, my prayers and wishes is for all Americans and people internationally to have success in whatever that they do in 2015.
And make your dreams a reality in 2015.
And as we come out for 2015, there's lots of good stuff that will be happening with the show, and we'll be doing a lot of different things and a new look on the show as well. And I'm looking forward to all of those fabulous things to keep us going and to empower people and helping them to redefine their purpose. So as always, I close out with a quote, and it says, create your dreams, redefine your purpose, think positive, unleash your fears, because you have a dream too. So, cheers. Happy New Year to all.
Happy New Year.
There you go.